Hey everybody, and welcome back. Sorry, I'm still congested in here for some reason. But today I wanted to do a full review on the Elcie Cosmetics Micro Sleek Foundation with green tea extract, white tea extract, and vitamin E from Makeup by Lilith. This is kind of groundbreaking for me and my skin, because I know that I mentioned it before, but I have ridiculously sensitive skin. It's really hard for me to switch foundations. I was using the YSL, the Ink Fusion foundation. This is amazing for keeping my skin matte. It is so phenomenal. It lasts all day long. It's so great. But I feel like it was contributing to some breakouts for me, and they weren't like comfortable breakouts. Not that they're ever comfortable, but I mean like they were kind of painful. And I haven't been using it for about, I want to say like 2 weeks now or so, maybe a little bit longer, and I haven't noticed them nearly as frequent. So I think that that definitely was what was going on there, which sucks because one, I paid all that money for that foundation, and two, it worked really well for my skin type. So that was definitely a downer. But what was great is I found this right around the same time that I stopped using the YSL one. And this has been like my new holy grail foundation. I know it's been getting a lot of hype on Instagram and YouTube and everything lately, but I can honestly say for my skin personally, and hopefully if you have sensitive skin or oily skin or anything, this works great for you too. But I wanted to give you an honest opinion from somebody who has troublesome skin and it's really hard to find a good foundation. This is cheaper than the YSL one, which is great for me. I believe ounce wise it's like the same amount. Actually, this is a little bit more, and it's about like $15 cheaper or so. So this is great. The shade I wear is vanilla, and it is the third lightest shade, I believe. And this is great. I have been getting a little bit more tan, not like I'm trying to, but just going to the beach, it just happens. So hopefully, I mean, it fits right now. Like, you can't really tell so much of my neck and my face. It's a little bit lighter, obviously. I may or may not need to go like down a shade and buy the next one darker just to see. But this is so good. I'm seriously thinking about going and repurchasing another bottle already, because I have like a coupon that I got when I was at Fame to go and grab this. So I'm thinking about doing that. But lo and behold, let me just get into a little bit of formula wise. It says, it doesn't necessarily say, let me make sure before I tell you. Okay, so it does not necessarily say it is a matte foundation. Oh, technically it says matte finish. But what was weird is when I was asking the, I guess one of the ambassadors for the brand when I was at Fame, which is where I got matched and purchased this, she said that it wasn't matte, because I asked her if it was good for oily skin, and she said that it was, because she had it, but it wasn't necessarily matte. But just to clarify, this is a matte finish formula, but is nowhere near the matte of the YSL. So if you've used that, this is, in comparison, I would consider this more of like a satin finish versus matte, because that is ultra matte. But what I love about this is I have it on today and it looks just like my skin, but better. Like, it covers all the flaws and all the hyperpigmentation for me. Obviously there's a little bit you can still see, but it looks very natural. I do apply it initially. I'll be doing a makeup tutorial that I'll put up where you can see how I apply it, but I just do it with a damp beauty blender. I happen to have it right here. And I apply a layer initially just to kind of get like a good base, and then wherever I want a little bit extra coverage, I just go ahead and dab on, like I've done in multiple videos before, just to cover the extra hyperpigmentation, and it does a phenomenal job. One thing I will say that I do use with this, and it may or not contribute to how long it lasts on me, because I can have this last on me all day, and the two things that I use in addition to this that I feel like probably they all work really well together is I've been using I switch off between two primers. If I'm at home, the primer I will use before this, and only in like my areas where I have big pores. So basically just here, here, and here. So the T-zone area, I will either put the Becca, the Ever Matte Poreless primer, that is the one I will use if I'm at home. If I'm at the gym and doing my makeup, I will use the Benefit Professional, and they both work really well. I don't have a problem with either one, so if you happen to have either of those, that'll be great for maintaining the oils too. And I top it off, not because I want extra coverage, because I don't, but just kind of like as a setting powder. I will use my Marc Jacobs, the Featherweight foundation that I had talked about before. It's the powder compact. For me, I've said this in that video before, or in a video before, that foundation isn't really a foundation, at least for me. It's more of like a setting powder because it's very sheer. It's kind of just like, it's tinted, but just to set my foundation. And those are the three things. So that primer, the foundation, and then the powder on top, and this seriously will last me all day. And as you can see right now, it doesn't look like, or I don't think it looks matte compared to the YSL, and I feel like it just looks very natural and gives you like an effervescence to your skin. And I've obviously, like, other YouTubers that are gigantic talk about this and they have oily skin and they use it. So I think that that is so amazing to have a foundation that's universal for a bunch of different skin types. Yeah, it might not work for everybody. Honestly, that is one thing that's like sucks about the cosmetic world, but it's trial and error. So this may work amazing for you, but then again, it may not. So that's the beauty of having so many different types of products. But I just wanted to kind of share my experience with it. I have been using this every single day. I have not changed and used any other foundation since I bought this, and I definitely will be repurchasing this. It hasn't contributed to any acne, and I want to read this for you because I feel like this is so huge and you never see this nowadays with big cosmetic companies. It just says lightweight, anti-aging, blendable, long wear, water resistant, mild transfer resistant, non-comedogenic, paraben free, vegan, gluten free, cruelty free, and HD coverage. The two that are huge for me is paraben free and non-comedogenic, because if you ever stop and look at the back of ingredients on foundation, I feel like there's so much stuff that doesn't need to be in there. Obviously it makes their formula what it is, but there's stuff that I feel like they should find alternatives. But this is great, and I don't want to keep blabbing on and on about it, but I really just wanted to give you an overall vibe from it so far, since I've been using it every single day. And it is a solid foundation. It's only $44. I know that you can get it for sure at Neemies. I'm not quite sure where else besides the Elcie Cosmetics actual website. And give it a go. It's so good. If you have problem skin or oily skin, or if you're just looking for a really good natural looking new foundation, I would definitely go and pick this up. Hopefully you will not be disappointed, because hopefully it works for you. That'd be so awesome, so we can all share the wealth of new information together. Alright, so that is all for this review of this awesome product. You need it. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.